What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Alright, so, excuse me. Good morning. It is bright and early Tuesday morning, and I have a bunch of messes that I need to deal with. So, I don't have any consistent postings in this channel, so it's not like I can expect to have any kind of a fan following. What I do have is a handful of friends that have kind of been watching me recently and keeping up with me and what's going on. If you've looked at my channel recently, you may or may not have seen a live update where I confirmed that I was cancer-free. That is still true. Everything's still looking really good. What we're doing today is we're finally wearing pants and we're walking around so that we can start doing some stuff, and I can kind of show you around what we got going on and all this stuff. So, firstly, it's been a couple of weeks. I'm gonna stumble over here to this here minivan, and I am gonna go ahead and start it up, let it run a little bit. As you can see, all the grass has started growing. It's getting pretty shaggy all over. It's starting to grow pretty good underneath all the vehicles. I got to move them too as well. But the point is, grass is growing. I got to start doing stuff about it. So, time to start the fleet back up and see if they survived the hibernation of the winter. Bear with me on the super awesome camera skills. I got to fix that. Well, the dome light's still on, so that's a pretty good sign. Hey, get in there. Oh my goodness. Oh yeah. It's a little loud. It's a little loud. I kind of forgot the exhaust is actually over in the barn. Let me get over here away from it a little ways so that we can kind of see what we're working with on other stuff, not be drowned out by how loud that damn thing is. Oh goodness. So the flex joint on it was leaking, and it's one of those like super unique Dodge junk ones where they tried squeezing all of the deflection of the motor mounts and everything into like a tiny little 3-inch, 4-inch thing, and oh god. Yeah. Okay. Alright. Clutch pedal. I don't know if this one will start. I hope it starts wherever I put the key. Oh goodness. It's got a really... Oh, there it is. It's up on the dash. Oh, we do have lights. Look at that. We're getting places. Oh, alright. So that's 2 for 2 that actually started up. I'm kind of impressed now. I know that the Jetta over there, that's been dead. That's not going to start. We're going to walk back over to the back of the house in just a second, grab the extension cord, and we're just going to put a battery charger on it. Oh, this one. So this isn't mine. This is my buddy Will's girlfriend's. We're going to maintenance it, service it, possibly do some modifying on it later on. It's an SR20 DE. So, good platform. Oh. Good platform, good engine. Although, listen to that. It is also louder than hail. But it's not as obnoxious as the minivan is. So, whatever. 238,000 miles, and this thing still sounds amazing. So, automatic or not, whatever. This is a mom car. This is my buddy's girlfriend's car. She's literally just doing this up a little bit so that she can have something fun to poke around with. If we're lucky, we'll get into a 5-speed swap or something like that as time goes. God, things over there just so rowdy. And then the Jetta. Jetta's dead. I know the Jetta's dead. The battery was dying before the wintertime gave full in on the cold. We were still just hitting like 50s overnight, and it died overnight one night, and I didn't know. And I went back after it. Don't mind my buckets. Number one, yes, we have cats, but these are 2 or 3 years worth of buckets, and I keep all these buckets for good reasons. Like getting in the way. I love buckets that get in the way. Go ahead and move that up the extension cord. So my restrictions got released, so I don't have a weight limit attached to me anymore. The weight limit was 20 pounds, but last Tuesday that went up. Obviously, even though it didn't go up, I'm recording, what's today? Let me check my phone real fast. Come on, guy. Okay, well, apparently, okay, there it goes. Tuesday, April 1st. Hey, it's April Fool's. Look at that. All right, well, unfortunately for you guys, I'm not being very funny today. There's no fooling. I'm doing all right, and these cars are, in fact, starting up all on their own like they should. So, I'm sorry to disappoint. I'll take everything working kind of half-ass decent for once. Especially considering I'm on the, the slow end of trying to keep everything together. Come on, there we go. I think we're gonna have just enough room. All my stickers peeling off from the sunlight beating on them. Okay. There we go. Look, see? We're at the front. I love this car. I hate this car sometimes, but I love this car. Alright. Water! Yeah, because of the broth. I'll set this over here. I know y'all love my camera angles sometimes. Oh. You watch. Where's my battery charger? Did I leave it in this? I bet you I probably put that bad boy over in the minivan. Hey, yeah. Because it's not in the truck. I know it's not in the truck. Okie dokie, I guess we're hobbling back over to the loud old van. Anyway, I don't know if you guys ever got a chance to see it. I don't think I ever uploaded it to the channel, and I'm pretty sure my Instagram got banned before most everybody that I'm talking with now started to see any of the stuff that I'd done or had. But I had a 4Motion Passat 180 with the manual trans that I had intentions on doing stuff with, but after doing a timing belt and a water pump and a whole bunch of other work, I couldn't actually get it to come back to life, and it started overheating real bad, and so I traded it, and I was fully transparent about it. I think I was about as transparent as one can be given the situation. Alright, let's get up inside. This is already 1,000 times easier to get in than my pickup truck. Alright, is my battery charger in here? I don't see it. But this needs to move anyway, so we're doing it. We're moving it. Turn this here, traction control. Yeah. I'm so sorry to laugh in y'all's ears. I'm a child. And it's one of the most awesome things in the world to have a really loud and rowdy sounding minivan like me. I tell you what I might actually have in here. I might have some jumper cables, but I don't know that I need them because I'm mostly trying to get everything into the driveway to begin with. We cut the driveway pretty good last time, and so now it's a matter of moving all these things into the driveway. Oh, listen to that. That rev hang is atrocious. I would absolutely love to know what Dodge was doing with that when they thought about it. I don't know why you would want your damn minivan to hang on an RPM for 16 years, but they were apparently about it. Anyway, long story short, I traded my all-wheel drive Passat with a potentially blown head gasket for this van, which has 216,000 miles. But as you see, runs pretty damn good. Fired right off. It's set for at least 6 weeks while I was dealing with this whole surgery thing, so I'm not mad at it. I'm also surprised that the Beetle fired off. Thankful for it, if we're being honest. I appreciate when things kind of just work the way they're supposed to. It's a lot nicer. Though, if there's any Volkswagen peeps up here looking at one of these videos because you're here looking at one of my how-tos from something else, and you live local to me, and you want to put in some free labor, holler at your boy, because, oh yeah, look at that diesel twerking. I don't have any wiper blades hooked up right now. There's no arms. We like redid a bunch of stuff under the hood when I did the timing in the water pump and all that good stuff, so we're just kind of dealing with what's going on. A quick little flash. This thing has been awesome. I haven't done any recording on it. I didn't feel like I needed to, other than the update of the work that's being done to it. All in all, everything I did to it, you can kind of do on a Golf or a Jetta. So there's nothing, other than when I did the timing belt and the water pump on this, there's nothing terribly specific that you have to stick to compared to a Golf or a Jetta. And we did brand new Raceland coilovers. We did polyurethane control arm bushings in the front. We did some trailing arm bushing action in the rear. New tie rods inner and outer. New tie rod bellows. We got a shifter rebuild kit coming. That's kind of why it's a little bit of a bear to figure all that stuff out. Oh, the brake pedal's hard as hell. Looks like I'm gonna have to do something about the vacuum pump. I'm super stoked that this thing ran. Holy hell. Also, if anybody has a Beetle with door panels, I'll buy the whole goddamn car from you if you don't want a fortune for it. I don't have a lot of money, but we're still trying to figure this thing out. But basically, you can kind of see them in there. They're all compressed down. Brand new set of Raceland coils. I did a bunch of just Rust-Oleum restoration underneath of the fender wells to black it back out, make it a little cleaner. See, we put factory axles back in it, some old stuff, but we pulled it all apart, re-greased everything so it's at least serviced. Should be pretty good to go. Brand new tires on some Mark V GTI Detroit wheels. I thought about trying to find some Huffs, but my friend Elliot, my dear friend Elliot, gave me these, and they were in impeccable shape. They had a couple of road scratches and scrapes, battle scars, but no curbage, nothing crazy, super clean, super straight, just needs a minor restoration in the future, which I'll eventually get around to. But I really like the way the Beetle wheels, well, I like the way the GTI wheels fit the Beetle. It's a really nice car. We also did new radiator, used but unbroken core support, new AC condenser, some new AC O-ring actions here and there. We got a brand new set of headlights to put in it. There's a bunch of small stuff that we did. Like we got a new rain tray that wasn't all busted up, but that car needs a shifter rebuild and alignment, and I need to put it back together, and maybe I can convince Metal Art Customs to let me drive this thing out, and maybe him and Adam can help me learn how to do some body work. Car's not actually got a lot of body work needs to be done, but I don't know how to sand. I know how to tape and paint, or not paint, but I know how to tape things off for paint. That's pretty straightforward. You know, put tape on whatever you don't want paint to get on, and the better your edge work with the tape is on whatever you're trying to protect, the less cleanup you're going to deal with later. So that's you know, I know that, but there's like real effort that goes into body work. Don't let anybody fool you. That is an absolute skill and a craft. Oh goodness. All right, so as you can see, the grass is growing in, and I need desperately to get all of this stuff tightened up. I need to get a battery for the tractor. Need to get this piece of shit out of here. Need to get that Beetle stripped down and gone. I need to get Disappointment started. This is the car that I will die with. This is my 97 GTI. I think I showed it off a couple of times on the channel before doing work a couple of years ago. Probably 7 or 8 years ago now. But point is, this is my forever car. This was like the last thing my granddad helped me with before he passed. And I love this car. It's got an 8-valve in it. It's a 4-cylinder Mark III GTI instead of being the VR6. And the thing is, everybody wanted the VR6. So these, when they were still around and available, nobody wanted them. Nobody gave a shit about them. So they're easy to get your hands on, easy to put a little bit of work into, and then you could always just find a VR6 Jetta, and then you could VR swap your 2-liter. The thing about that is now, those 2-liters are hard to find, so I'm actually going to keep this car as a 2-liter, and I plan on just putting a little bit of boost behind it and trying to shoot for like, I don't know, 8th miles, I think I'd be happy with. If I could get anything faster than that, I'd be fine. The car, as is, does like high 10s in the 8th, so if I could pick up 2 whole seconds off the 8th with, 7 or 8 PSI out of a small turbo, I'd be fine. Parts car. So, I think that Ford right there, because it doesn't do much all day, is actually going to be the receiver of things. And I think all these tires are going to slowly but steadily get loaded up into the back of that thing. And then whoever finally takes that truck from me, by the way, it's for sale. If we know anybody that wants it, I have not a lot of money into it. It is a 4-wheel drive gasser. It's got the 5.4 Triton in it. I bought it cheap because the plan was to throw another motor in it. And I may still, because 5.4s aren't great, but they're not bad either. If you keep up with oil changes on them and stay on top of timing jobs when they come around, the motors really aren't that bad. They're fine. But the point is, I've got these here. I want to say these were like F250 King Ranch wheels or something like that, but a feller off of Facebook Marketplace posted them up for free, and I had originally gotten them because I didn't know off the top of my head what that there 250's bolt pattern was, but unfortunately that's not the same as this. These are 8-on-170, which is bigger than the old 8-on-5.5 or whatever. I don't know what Ford did. Don't even catch me lying. But the point is, these wheels and tires all kind of just need to get the hell up out the way. There's Amanda's Beetle's front end. Matter of fact, let me get over here and show y'all. So you can see all the cracking. It is not good. So obviously I know that all needs to be sanded down, but I don't really know what the best way to do it is personally. I'm just gonna have to kind of learn it as I go. So Metal Art, Adam, if y'all have any interest in yelling at me through my comment section, if you see this video, feel free, man. Holler at me. I need to clean up all this nonsense so that we can start easily taking care of the trash. Clean, keep the yard clean and all that. Here's one of these things. I have no idea where it came from. My buddy Morgan found it in the local dump, and I was like, hell yeah, brother, send it on. And you see, it's just kind of sitting here. I've got the door to it. The doors, you see the outline of the door just barely through the window. I have the door. It just, the hinges are all busted, and I think by now, well, no, that still really don't look too bad. A little bit of interior upholstery, a little bit of some, see the holes could probably be reinforced a little bit, but it looked like the hinges broke rather than anything actually coming out of the fiberglass, so that's not bad. And then got that's a 180 4-motion station wagon with an automatic transmission. I don't know if I'm fixing it or taking it apart. I'm not real sure. Haven't decided yet. This is an automatic front-wheel drive 180 Passat. Definitely not fixing this one. Probably going to take it apart. This has been taken apart. Other than me keeping the wheels off of it, if anybody needs any parts, it's a 2008 EOS. Most of the glass is intact. The back glass, the sunroof glasses, they're all still there, still intact. Windshield's okay, I think. Hood was okay, but basically this car went through a ditch, and when it went through the ditch, it didn't survive it. It activated the rollover protection system, and it's totaled. So unless you need body parts that you can clearly see aren't damaged on this car, I don't really have anything left on it that's worth anything. I guess there's a fuel tank. Most of the suspension's still there. Is what it is. These are future projects. We're gonna get to these eventually. So this one with the tarp is my buddy, cousin Andrews. He bought it from a buddy of mine. We're gonna basically fully restore this thing from top to bottom. We're gonna be looking for massive amounts of parts. We're gonna be trying to find door seals, window seals. I think we need a windshield, although I might be wrong. We're gonna be looking for all kinds of rubber parts. We're getting to it. This, if I can come up with the extra scratch at some point, I'm gonna buy this from my buddy. This is one of the cars that we're over here to start, since we're all the way over here. I know that we're super long-winded on this one, but what are you gonna do? Oh no, there's water in the floor. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan. That means all this shit up here in the cowl needs to come out. I gotta pull the cowl up, make sure that the rain tray drain ain't completely knackered. Alrighty. But anyway, this is a 1.8T station wagon, and it's just a nice car. Like, needs paint, but the body's actually in good shape. The interior's in pretty good shape. There's a little bit of sagging here and there on some stuff, but watch this. This thing has run in even less time than everything else. Sorry about the finger on the top of the screen. We're gonna give it one to prime. We're gonna give it one more to prime. Look at that. Alright, so this is a 1.8T. It's a Depress-O-Matic, which I'm okay with. I'm right fine. Goes right into gear. Moves right on along. It's rough because it needs a tune-up and it needs a little bit of love, but if I can pick this up from my buddy for a reasonable amount of money, I can do the minor stuff that this thing needs. I put a timing belt, put a water pump in it, go get the transmission serviced and stuff. Like, it ain't gotta be all that crazy stuff. Let's let some of this stuff run since it's got some gas in it. Some petroleo. Let's check this coolant real quick, make sure that we got enough. Oh, look, it's a mouse. Run, buddy. Oh well, he got away. That absolutely floors me, though. Yes, I'm aware that there's probably baby mice somewhere in here not having a good time with me hitting them. That's too damn bad. Anyway, the real thing that made this thing run rough is there's actually a check valve that the body of it blew apart at some point before I got onto this. I was storing it for a friend originally. This was his sister's car. And it looks like we got coolant in there, I believe. Yeah. That's enough. Not only can I see it in the bottom, but all I can see in the bottom is the coolant. So that means there's enough in there to cover the bottom stuff. So we'll just let this run and idle for a little while. But like, it had that diaphragm, that little check valve pop, and I'd actually managed to stick it back together. I'm sure I could probably just glue it back with some 2-part epoxy and it would hold. And that'd be great, but there ain't really much of a need. The Sentra's gonna have to move as well. I think I'm just gonna nose the Sentra up. Damn, I keep forgetting about the freaking battery charger for the Jetta. Okay, so now you guys have an updated current of what my ADD's like. It's like, ooh, piece of candy. Ooh, something shiny. Ooh, piece of candy. So, because, you know, like 17 whole minutes ago, I went looking for this and then started moving cars instead. So, we're doing it. Ah, look at the disgusting, filthy mess of my barn. Oh my God. I'm also taking free labor offers on organizational things. If you're good at putting stuff together and making ugly messes look pretty and clean again, holler at your boy. I have no money to give you, but all the time in the world to let you fix my shit. Like, I'm out here doing all this by myself and have been for years, and I got a couple of buddies that, you know, they live a little far away or they have family lives and stuff, so you kind of just got to make it happen. And I think this has a lot to do and kind of explains a little bit how frustrating it's been for me to just kind of sit around. The weather has been picking up slowly but steadily, and it's been beautiful, like truly beautiful. 70s, today's 64 is a high, like, my goodness, it's great. Oh, okay. All right, so I'm gonna have to go ahead and warn everybody. This is my grandfather's Charger, and it has so far not broken, and he bought this Charger back in 2003, I think. So make sure you go for red on red, black on black. You want to make sure that we're right. See, we're not got no power. I'm gonna take this here plug right there. I'm gonna mangle trying to do this with one hand so that you guys can't see it. Oh. All right, let's play with this and see if we come up anything at all. Oh no. Oh no. That battery is gone. But you know what? Let's give her a boost with some juice. Let's give her the old engine start run. Anyway, you might hear it in a second, but this is oh, you know what might be happening? Oh, it doesn't know that there's anything there at all. I wonder if my Charger's having an issue today. What are we doing, buddy? Huh. Usually it'll do something. Like, I don't know that we're gonna hear this one run off the battery charger, boys. I think we're gonna have to start her ass up with the old, you know what, we're just gonna do it with that. We're gonna do it with this thing, because it's here. And you know what, I don't think my jumper cables are quite long enough, but they might actually be long enough to reach that far. So we're just gonna try that. We're gonna see what happens. Oh yeah. I am glad to see that I've got a Milwaukee battery in here that I didn't know about. Them bitches is expensive for no fucking reason. Adam posted a short the other day talking about decent tools and stuff, and man, I gotta say, I like Milwaukee. I am just as uppity about being part of the Red Army as any other person is. However, that shit's getting ridiculously expensive. And I mean just unnecessarily expensive. I get it, you're proud of your battery. I get it, it's a successful product, but holy shit. Does it have to be $115 to $165 for a battery just for me to use the tool that you want me to use? Like, fuck me, I'll just go get another extension cord. Also, I try to keep my cursing to a minimum, but sometimes it slips through because my little bouts of life's frustration chime in, and what are you gonna do? Alright, so let's get that on there. And then we're gonna get this one on here. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, see? Now it's reading some juice. Yeah, you hear the fan? There we go. Alright. Now, here's the fun thing. Take this bad boy off. And now it doesn't know. Now, of course, this is an extreme manipulation of this system that I really shouldn't do because it's such a small charger. It trying to pull up such a large battery is not going to be a good thing for it. So I'm going to go ahead and hook it back up and help it. Let it kind of just add what it wants to add to the deal. And then I'll tell you, I'm pretty sure I could probably go ahead and start it because this thing usually starts really quickly. Oh boy, alright. Gotta make sure it's in neutral. You guys think that's neutral? Yeah, I think it's neutral. Alright, so key on, neutral some more, just for good measure. You know what, fuck it, we'll press the clutch some, we'll hit the brake. Yep, there's still pedals. Oh no, you go away. Thank you. LED. And cause race car. Yeah. That's why I keep jumper cables around. Man, them lifters are super unhappy with not being fed for so long. Oh, it says it's charged. I don't think it is, but thanks, buddy. It looks like that tire's... Oh, come on, guy. We had that. We were swinging. I love when things get hung up on other things. It just makes my day so much nicer. Oh, yeah. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and grab you. Love it. We might go for a ride in the Jetta. I've got a nice enough phone stand that it'll kind of do its thing. I'm also going to spin that around so that I can go ahead and move it, make sure it's not causing a damn grass fire now because it's cut off at the mid pipe. Funny enough, that car sounds really rowdy. I give Nissan credit. The SR20 is like a really grumbly, fun sounding engine. Like, I'm all right with all that. All right, I'll put that there. And then we humbly walk and hobble ourselves back over to the other side of the yard. Oh, man. Can you tell there was a car here? I can. Oh, boy. Kind of funny. Nat told me to be kind of rough and give her some rowdiness, and I'm like, I don't want to. I'm scared. Last thing I need is for this thing to not like me as much as it likes her. Oh, goodness gracious me. Let's set the seat back just a little bit. There we go. Oh my gosh. One more. There we go. Okay. Yeah, at least the windows work. Like I said, it sounds fun. Well, it'll at least spin in the grass. ahead. Go ahead. Whoever did the suspension on this thing, it is bumpy. Go ahead and drop that bad boy down into the one. Oh my God, I feel what she meant about the brakes. They are more like a button than a brake pedal. It is either all of it on or all of it off. Alright, so we'll let this sit here for a little while. It's pretty well good to go. We'll just move it back somewhere decent when we put it back. I actually think I'm going to try and put it over there next to the barn. Go ahead and unhook this bad boy. Save it its life. Really glad to see that didn't catch. Oh, there we go. Alright. I don't know how long a video I'm going to make today. Being honest, I didn't really have much of a plan for the video. I just kind of wanted to walk around and bring everybody with me and talk and just kind of, you know, give a little update, maybe show some signs of progress of me being able to move around like a human again. Oh yeah, plenty of that. And it's moving. Means there ain't no thermostat in here, which explains why I had very little, if any, heat at all winter long. So this lifter tapping ass thing. Alright. Yeah, you can hear that valve open back up on me. Oh well, it'll be fine. Okie dokie. Go ahead and shut this one off too. I'm gonna let this one sit for a little while. I'll actually leave the key on the roof for it too. There, over there. It's actually kind of funny because if you look, there really ain't no pine trees around where it was sitting. So there's not really, I mean, there are the pines behind it, I guess, the small boys, but I would have felt like the younger trees would have held on to their needles a lot better. But as you can see, I have managed to move some of these. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 makes the Nissan. Yeah, that's a light load for getting ready to cut grass, because usually what I would do is I would hop on the Gator, which I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna push that forward. I'm gonna push the two back there this way. I'm gonna push everything over here this way, and then I'm gonna cut, and I'm gonna push it all back to where it went, so that it all stays relatively short around everything. Clearly I can't do that with the Beetle or the tractor or this here Passat wagon, but what are we gonna do? Just take a second, soak in the mess. Love it. Springtime's always such a hectic time for me. Like, if I'm disorganized in the wintertime, I am super disorganized in the summertime. I don't think I'm going to do a test drive with the Jetta, because I really don't know that I want to go driving it and then end up having an issue somewhere. I think what I'm ultimately going to do is I'm going to cut the front yard in front of the house over there, and then I'm going to move the Jetta over there and get it out of the way. I might move the truck over there. I might actually reshuffle all of these over that way, or I might go back that way. I'm not really sure. I know for a fact that the Nissan, I want to try and put it over here on the edge of the lean-to, but I don't know how close to the lean-to I really want to get. Although that might not be the best place for it either. I have a bunch of truck flaps, big truck mud flaps that I'm going to set down under the tires, and then I'm going to drive onto the tires, and I'm going to try and keep that as something of a barrier to be able to, keep the grass growing up around the car, further out from the car. So we'll see how that goes. If anybody has a bunch of mud flaps that they want to donate, bring it on. Oh, the gator. Oh, the gator. I love this thing. I don't love this rope though. This here was for one of the dogs, but we're gonna throw that in the trash. Look at my little piggly wiggly doohickey. All right, so to start the gator, it's a really complicated process. You gotta get it out of gear, and then you gotta make sure it's in the middle and happy, and then you suck all that water in first, and then it'll start. At least it wants to start. All right, so apparently start and then give it some choke. Just pump the choke a little. Should probably do some maintenance to this thing, but I don't know. I did some maintenance before I shut it down if we're going to be squeezy about it. Although I do love that I have the Kawasaki motor, because it explains why this thing has lasted so long. If this had the John Deere motor on it, it would be absolute garbage. But anyway, I don't really have a whole lot more to do that I can do on the camera that won't be just obnoxiously noisy. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and cut the video here. Let me see. How's that work? Okay. Ta-da! Anyway, as you can see, I am officially finally wearing good clothes. I'm not wearing my Snorlax anymore, although I thought about starting a channel being the only Snorlax in the country that mechanics. That would have been pretty fun, but anyway, not a big deal, not a thing. I'm healing. Things are getting better. I am feeling a lot more motivated. I'm feeling a lot less beat down over this stuff. Matter of fact, while we're sitting here, I'm gonna go ahead and move this here extension cord. I'm feeling a lot better than I was. I'm finally able to get up and down without feeling like my legs being torn off. I still have some scabbing issues, so the leg's not totally healed, but I can deal with some scabbing issues. I don't feel like the incision's trying to split anymore, so that was like my biggest bugaboo about the whole thing, is just you never know how bad things are, you never know what's going down, and I have very little context because I've never had major surgeries like this before. This is my first time having any kind of crazy stuff go wrong with me, and so I just, some of it can be nerve-wracking at times. The only thing I can say is that I condone and support, and I absolutely encourage you, if you think something's wrong with you, go to the doctor. I'm not trying to be up on a soapbox or a pedestal or preach to you or anything, but man, I had that mole for my entire life, and I recognized when it started getting what I like to call grumpy, because it started being sore, it started being achy, but it didn't grow, and it didn't look like it was growing. The problem is it was growing the whole time. It was growing inside my leg. By the time it started growing on the outside of my leg, it had hit barriers that it couldn't cross, and it started pushing itself back out. So me waiting on it and thinking it wasn't a problem created a much larger problem than it ever needed to be. So if you have a small lump, if you have like breasts, for example, check yourself. Breast cancer is by far one of the worst things that you could ever deal with, and the earlier you catch that, the better off you are. Prostate exam, same thing. One of the leading causes for young people deaths right now, as far as illnesses go, is actually prostate cancer. colon cancer or something like that. So there's a lot of things that everybody can do to be a bit more proactive in trying to make sure that you live the best life you can. I grew up largely not having health care, not having health insurance, not having this or that. And so when I started to grow into a young man, into my middle-aged 30s, I still don't feel driven to want insurance. But now, having dealt with this, I do. I am driven to make sure that my insurance payment is paid. I am here to tell you that as much as I hate insurance companies and as much as I hate the profit margins that they make, and I hate to sound liberal when I talk like this, but I hate to see every bit of all that. But at the end of this day, I'm alive because they are footing 90% of the bill, 60% of the bill, whatever it is. And then I'm alive because I had good support from people around me. And I'm not saying that I wouldn't have made it without them, but I'm saying it would not have been an easy time without them. Randy's, Metal Garage Customs, I mean, again, I'm bad with names. Adam, everybody, Diecast Customs, all of you. You guys are awesome people, and I am over the moon excited to know you, to be able to watch what you guys are doing, to be able to subscribe. And I know I'm not there with you in literal sense, but I'm there in spirit. I am there in your viewership. I'm there in your audience, and I love what you guys are doing. And so I think I'm going to try and do better about this stuff. I think I'm going to try and start working on my channel a little bit more. I think I'm going to try and share a little bit more what I'm doing all the time. I don't know that I'll share everything every time, because there's times where I'm working on other people's cars and I just have to get it done because they've got lives and have to get back to them. But when it comes to this stuff here, I have a lot of content, and I have a lot of dreams, and I have a lot of aspirations, and I have a lot of plans, and I think being able to get on the YouTube like I do and see people that are working normal jobs like me, that are living typical lives like me, you know, we're not, nothing against Cletus McFarland, of course, because he's kind of outside of my compatibility as far as what I'm shooting for. I'm not trying to get as big as him. I'm not trying to do anything like that. But what my point is, nothing Cletus does can really relate to me other than driving fast or trying to drive fast. The amount of money he's got, the amount of cars he's got, the dedicated employees that he's got, the amazing programs he's got going for himself, I don't have anything for it. I can't contend with that. But what I can do is I can try to share a little bit of what I'm doing, even if not for you guys, but for me, because I can use this as an opportunity to create a safer place for my memories to stay, so that the things that I build, the things I do, the tips and tricks that I have to teach or learn, or, you know, I can remember these things and I can keep up with it. And if anybody happens to want to watch it with me, or for, you know, whatever, I'm stoked with that. But I don't really know how to end videos. I'm pretty bad at that. So I'm just going to slowly reach up to the phone and grab it and flip you around and press buttons, and that's going to be the end of the video. I don't have an intro, I don't have an outro. I don't really edit anything. I don't really have a dedicated computer for that. I have a Steam Deck, but I'm in the process of trying to still figure out how that thing works as a unit, as a device. So I'll get there with that eventually. I've edited some in the past, but it's not my forte. But anyway, it's time for that long reach.